All right, Broncos country, let's get it. It looks like we are live, but you guys know the drill by now. We've got to let the stream breathe for just a second here and make sure that everything is nice and stable all across the YouTube platform. Welcome in, Broncos country, to this Denver Broncos Syndicate post-game to the post-game live stream, if you will. I am your host, Gage Madrid. I wanted to hop on here because we need to talk about our quarterback, Bo Nix. Considering the circumstances, the opponent, the stakes, this was the best game that he played in his entire NFL career. He was surgical in the passing game, and there were so many things that we've been harping on Bo Nix. He needed to improve in these areas. I'd say he improved in most, if not all of those areas. But before we break everything down, guys, if you could just do me a big favor while we let some people start streaming on in here and smash the like button on this stream as well as subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support. It helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. Additionally, if you guys want to go above and beyond in supporting the channel, please consider becoming a channel member today. The link is in the description below if you want some extra perks and incentives in exchange for helping me out, helping this channel grow, and helping improve the production quality of this content. So, Bo Nix, man, we have been harping on him for the last several weeks. His footwork has been erratic. His accuracy has been all over the place. Today, he answered all the questions, man. His footwork from the beginning of the game was clean, crisp, precise, led him through his progressions. We saw Bo Nix hitch, ball out, getting to his third, fourth, sometimes even fifth read in the progression. Sean Payton's talked about Bo Nix. It feels like sometimes the game, he moves a little bit too fast for the game. It's not that the game's moving too fast for him. He's moving too fast, and his clock's going a little bit too quick in his head. Today, we saw his internal clock kind of slow down a little bit, and he was able to pump out some really, really nice throws today, man. I mean, the third down at 11 deep shot to Pat Bryant, that was just gorgeous. There were some other deep balls that he hit on as well to Troy Franklin. He was truly pinpoint accurate in this one. He hit many balls over the middle of the field, which was really awesome to see because we've been talking about these last few weeks. Bo Nix has been struggling over the middle of the field. Today, he hit multiple balls to Bryant over the middle, to Sutton over the middle, one to Franklin, I believe, one to Ingram. I mean, he really did look awesome today. Bobby says, don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. This is a great channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Enough of the top war ads. Game sucks. BBD. Not sure what we're going at there, McConkin, but good to see you as well. So, yeah, man, it was really exactly what we needed to see from Bo Nix in this one. And we have all these people talking about how Bo Nix, is he going to get benched at the end of the year? Some of these hot take artists on Twitter. Or are we going to maybe bring in another quarterback as competition? Any talks about that are going to stop immediately as far as I'm concerned. Nick was and is wrong after all. Indeed, man. Nick Wright does not know ball. Very simple. Did Dre get hurt? Saw 50 come in at the end? I'm not sure, honestly. I'll have to go back and watch the tape on that one. I'm honestly not sure if Sean Payton's going to even discuss that tomorrow in his press conference that he does with the media on Zoom. So we probably won't hear anything for a while. Do you eat McDonald's? No, McDonald's sucks, dude. It is like the worst fast food on the planet. I don't even really eat fast food that much, but if I'm going to partake, it's going to be Whataburger. Seriously, dude, McDonald's friggin' sucks. Special teams was also key for victory. This made me happy. Oh, yeah, dude. That was one of the better parts of this game as well. We saw the return game get an immediate spark with Marvin Mims, had that massive return. There was actually a penalty on the Chiefs, on the kicking team on that return, and I thought that that was going to end up coming back, but nope, it ended up being on the Chiefs, and it stood. That was really awesome to see. Will Lutz, money in the bank, 5 field goals. That was also really good to see because Will Lutz had some pressure coming into the season. He had missed a few kicks here and there, missed that kick in Indianapolis that I know frustrated some fans, but he's been nails ever since that point. Nick Wright is trash can juice. Oh, God. Nick Wrong having to eat shit sandwiches, having to eat a shit sandwich on Twitter is so sweet. Indeed, man. Indeed. Anyone else feel like this was a playoff game? I mean, for all intents and purposes, it was. The Denver Broncos, barring an epic collapse, are going to go to the playoffs thanks to this game. And right now, they sit as the number 1 seed. He looks so good when he sets his feet. Oh, yeah, that's the number one thing we've talked about with Bo Nix, man. Setting his feet, getting through his progressions on time, in rhythm, not being rushed getting through his progressions. We saw all of that today against a blitz-happy Steve Spagnuolo defense that can cause confusion for a lot of quarterbacks out there. But today, Bo Nix was awesome. Nick is looking for views. I don't even give him the time of day. He's just trying to make a paycheck. Damn straight, man. I don't pay attention to Nick Wright or really any of those hot take artists at all, quite frankly, because literally that's all they do is just spew out garbage. They don't watch the games. They don't watch film. They don't break anything down. NFL Live is the one exception to that in terms of one of these big shows out there, but I wouldn't call that really a hot take show. Yeah, Whataburger is gas, dude. Sternad is a stud, dude. He doesn't get enough love. I agree. Sternad has been playing some really, really good football lately. And towards the beginning of the year, he was struggling, kind of trying to get through some things, but we saw a really, really good showing from both the linebackers today, Sternad as well as Dre Greenlaw. And as far as I can tell, I was up in the nosebleed, so I couldn't see his helmet. I'm pretty sure that Justin Sternad is calling the plays. I'm pretty sure he's the green dot because he was the guy out there on basically every single down. So that's the answer there. Who is going to be the green dot with Alex Singleton not being out there? It seems Justin Sternad, and I wouldn't be opposed to keeping this starting tandem moving forward. I mean, it would really suck for Alex Singleton to lose his spot because of this given situation, but moving forward, we might have our starting tandem in Justin Sternad and Dre Greenlaw. Should we bring back Levi Wallace? Once he consistently gets his feet right, it's a wrap. Yeah, man, for sure. Need Whataburger in Fresno. They don't actually have it here in Denver. I have to go all the way down to Colorado Springs to get it, which is better than before because before that I'd have to go all the way down to New Mexico to get it. And when I'm down in New Mexico, I also like Blake's Lotaburger. That's where I'm originally from, is New Mexico, and I grew up on both Whataburger and Blake's Lotaburger. Yeah, man, Lutz was awesome today. Chargers fell this week. We have a very nice cushion. Indeed. We were going to talk about that anyway because the Chargers, they lost that game against Jacksonville, and regardless of what happened today, even if Denver had lost, they were still going to hold on to their lead in the AFC West. But now we've got a 2-game lead over the Chargers and a 4-game lead over the Chiefs plus the head-to-head tiebreaker, which is freaking awesome. Preem, thank you so much for the $2. Nick Wright is hot trash can juice. Go Broncos. Love it. Chiefs need to be investigated and the refs need to be investigated for sure. I mean, the officiating in this game was so biased and one-sided. I warned you guys that was going to be a possibility in a video that we did earlier in the week. They picked Adrian Hill as the referee. Hill, coming into this game, was 4-0 officiating Chiefs games. And quite frankly, we saw multiple instances where Riley Moss, he got a couple of bad calls. That defensive holding that called back the pick six, that one was garbage in my opinion. Then you had that play where Jaleel McLaughlin looked like he broke out of the tackle, but they blew him dead. There were some other really frustrating plays by the officials as well. Oh, man, it was really, really tough to watch there for a while, but Denver was able to overcome both the Chiefs as well as the officials. Mansoor says, Gage, I love you and I love the Broncos. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. That's the footwork we've been looking for. Yes, absolutely. On time, in rhythm, letting his feet guide him through his progressions. That's exactly what we were looking for. Bronco Talk says, what's up, Gage? Take the mini bye week played apart. Can't wait to see what a true bye week does for this team. What say you? I'm right there with you, man. They were able to go back to basics during that mini bye week and work on just basic footwork and drop back and simple bread and butter concepts in the offense. And It looks like we've got most of our problems in the passing game figured out. I'm not going to say they're completely figured out because we've got several more games to go. Hopefully they utilize this run game to figure out how they can get a more sustainable run game. They use this mini-bye to figure out how they can get a more sustainable run game without J.K. Dobbins, because J.K. Dobbins being out definitely hurt in this game. We could have put up even more points, I feel like, but the run game just was not sustainable in this one. The blocking wasn't good. The vision wasn't great from RJ Harvey. So that's something I'm hoping that they go back and kind of go back to the basics in this mini-bye, or in this full-blown bye week actually now, and get this stuff figured out for sure. KCO line was melting in the fourth quarter. It was hilarious. I felt they were like Swiss cheese pretty much all game long, man. They were giving up pressure. Mahomes was kind of running for his life. That was really, really good to see, man. And just like McConkin says, imagine the defense when Pat Surtain returns. I mean, our pass rush can be even more aggressive with Pat Surtain out there. So, yeah, I'm really excited for that. KC, more like KFC, Broncos 8. Chargers got Donkey Kong smashed. I can't wait to go watch the film on that one because it looked like a brutal beatdown, just the bits of the game that I saw on the Jumbotron. So, yeah, that I'm really excited to go look at that one. Jaden going to be playing us, or is he still hurt? He's probably not going to return for the foreseeable future. The Commanders are 3-8. They're not going to the playoffs this year. It's probably a lost season for them. Why risk Jaden's long-term health? Let him sit for the rest of the year and then bring him back fully healthy for 2026. We talked about this in the post-game stream. It would not surprise me at all if the Denver Broncos and the Washington Commanders game in Week 13 got flexed out of Sunday Night Football. Not because of the Broncos, but because of the Commanders. The last time they were on Sunday Night Football, it was against the Seahawks a couple of weeks ago, and it was an absolute stinker for them. So NBC and the NFL, they might not want the Commanders on Sunday Night Football again. I could see, though, the Broncos get one of their games flexed into Sunday night after this. Maybe the Jacksonville game or possibly the Green Bay game. One of those games could end up getting flexed to Sunday Night Football in lieu of the Broncos playing the Commanders on Sunday Night Football. And that'd be even better for Denver because that would be one of our home games being on Sunday Night Football, which I would absolutely take. Big Worm says, let's effing go. I wonder what other people's excuses are for the Chiefs now. I already heard plenty of garbage from the national media talking about, oh, the Chiefs, what's wrong with the Chiefs, blah, 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 blah. Not an ounce of respect for the Denver Broncos. I'll tell you what's wrong with the Chiefs. They were the inferior team. They got beat by a team that's better than them today. It's that simple. They got beat by a team that was designed to beat them. Big Worm says Riley Moss got to go. Hey, man, I'm going to defend Riley Moss again. Being put in horrible position, garbage officiating. The defensive pass interference towards the end of the game was an underthrown ball that got rewarded by a pass interference call. Absolute garbage. Bull crap. I will stand up and defend Riley Moss all day long. He is a good player that has the spotlight on him because he plays next to the best corner in the NFL. Riley Moss is a good player. Moss is our Talib, a feisty player. I kind of like that comparison, honestly. Chiefs are 9th in the playoff spots. That's right, they are. They're behind the Houston Texans right now in terms of being on the outside looking in. So, Kansas City, it's looking like they're going to need some help in order to get into the playoffs. Almost 150 yards on penalties surrendered and still won. 100 yards typically ends with a free touchdown for the opposing team. Penalties are our Achilles, for sure. And some of these penalties were ticky-tack and questionable. There were other penalties that were without a doubt good calls, and those are the ones that Denver really needs to clean up. Hubert says, I'm okay with Moss. He's a good player, but has the spotlight on him, and he's kind of like an offensive lineman. You only notice him on his best or worst plays. You don't really see anything in between. Yugami says, imagine being a third-generation Bronco fan now living in Oregon. I watched every single Bo Nix game, and I knew exactly what we were getting. Go Broncos. Let's go. I love that. And the people who actually watched Bo Nix at Oregon knew that he was a good player coming into the NFL. He just played in a gimmicky offense that didn't give him a whole lot of opportunities to show what he can do. Sean Payton said the Broncos basically stripped all that crap out when they were watching his film, and they watched whenever he had to do like pure NFL drop back concepts, and he thrived in those concepts. So, yeah, man, real ones knew that Bo Nix was a baller coming into the NFL. It's all these fake people out there, these analysts that just look at the numbers and don't really look at the film. All these people saying that Bo Nix was a third-round draft prospect. Absolute garbage. He ain't no Talebi's the most penalized corner in the NFL. He's the most penalized corner in the NFL because he gets bullshit flags. I would say at least 7 out of 10 of the flags that he gets are bullshit. Shy of Dobbins, Broncos going to be back healthy, rested, and motivated. Absolutely. Pat Surtain, he should be back after the bye. Nate Atkins should be back after the bye. So those are both going to be really big boosts on both sides of the ball. That's insane. If we can clean up the penalties just a bit, we are unstoppable. We're limiting ourselves. Agreed. I definitely agree, but some of these penalties aren't really on the Broncos, man. They're just the product of getting bad refs. Like week 4 against Cincinnati when it was a flag fest. Rookie ref Alex Moore, who's already got a reputation as being a really bad ref in the NFL. Then you had Bill Vinovich, who we know hates Sean Payton. He was the ref for that Raiders game on Thursday Night Football. This game, I mean, we already knew that the Chiefs were going to get a lot of these flags going their way. So you were going to have to beat both the Chiefs and the refs in order to win this game. And thankfully, Denver was able to do that. We got Cav in the house. Good to see you. We're going to see Arrowhead. It'll be a different story. Hey, man, by that point in time, there might be very different implications for both of these teams. Denver might already have their spot locked up, and Kansas City might just be fighting to get in. By that point, Denver might be able to afford to drop that game. Will everyone take into account Mahomes' completion percentage on 20-plus yard throws? Because they trash talk Bo every week, not considering the drops. I'm right there with you, man. Patrick Mahomes has not been good throwing the deep ball this year. Had at least 2 overthrown deep balls in this game. So, yeah, he has not been good. If you remember, he was penalized too. Chiefs fans were calling Broncos not good all week. Goes to show, man. Any given Sunday. Good to see you, Cav. Hope you're doing well. Do you think the Broncos take a look at poaching any running backs on another team's practice squad or bring any free agents for a workout? There are a couple of guys I'd be interested in. In terms of free agents, Damian Martinez, the former University of Miami running back, he was drafted by Seattle and then cut. Kind of surprisingly, maybe Denver can bring him in and see what he can do. I did hear that maybe it was because of some off-the-field stuff, so they'll have to do their due diligence with that, but Denver always does their due diligence in that kind of situation. Then you've got a guy like Cam Akers. He's on the Minnesota Vikings practice squad. Zach Moss is a free agent. So there are a few options that the Denver Broncos might consider. For me, we're 10-2 now because we also beat the refs for sure. And just think, man, Denver's got a legitimate shot right now to be undefeated. They almost won that Chargers game, and then they were a leverage penalty away from beating the Colts. So the Denver Broncos could very easily be 11-0 right now. Didn't hear Greenlaw's name too much today. He was making some nice plays out there. He was solid in coverage, taking away the Chiefs' options underneath in the passing game. So I thought Dre Greenlaw looked good on the initial eye test. I liked how the Broncos got out of the huddle fast. Yes, I noticed that too. They were upping their tempo a little bit in terms of getting out in and out of the huddle a little bit faster. Sean Payton still needs to be a little bit more quick in terms of getting the play call in. That is one criticism that I still have of this offense. But for the most part, really like the operation and the execution from the Broncos on offense. All I'm going to say is Moss is going to be a liability. Again, man, a lot of these calls are really just bad calls. Or Riley's in good position and the defender just makes a play. Or the receiver just makes a play, rather. A lot of these calls really are not that bad, man. Devin, yes, that's the way to play. I wish we could go no huddle like Peyton Manning eventually. I think we will. I don't think it's going to be full-blown no huddle on almost every single down like we saw with Peyton Manning, like we see with some of these other teams out there. I don't think it's going to be that, but I do think that we're going to see some more no huddle in this one. Believe, God bless Bo Nix, and go Bo Broncos. Good to see you, Matt. Hope you're doing well. Bo leave, baby. Man, I'm starting to lose my voice. I was cheering like a madman in there. My voice is definitely getting a little bit hoarse, so we might be starting to wind down this stream here in a few minutes, guys. Jonah's going to be back too, which is huge. Hopefully we can get him back after the bye. Hamstring injuries, they are very finicky, but hopefully he just missed this game and we can get him back after the bye. Thoughts on Riley Moss? Again, I just think he gets put in a bad position a lot, and overall, really good player. I've talked about Riley Moss a lot on this stream. I will defend him come hell or high water. Running game needs improvement. Harvey has problems running inside. We saw that today. That was one criticism that I had of this offense. And hopefully during the bye week, they can kind of go back to basics and get back to more simple running concepts, more outside running concepts that work better for Harvey's skill set. But I will say Jaleel did look good today as an inside runner, so that was very positive. Lions just got hosed by the refs at the end of the game. Refs just suck. Yep, I agree. That was an absolute bullshit call. Absolute bullshit, man. Let's get rid of this troll here. There we go. Can RJ and Jaleel be a solid running back committee from now on? Yeah, I think they can, at least for right now, but it would not surprise me if Denver brought in another name. I'm loving your content these days. Keep it up, man. Thank you so much, Cup Revolution. Really appreciate it. Pat Bryant is really coming along. He is, man. Pat Bryant has been awesome. We're seeing growth right before our eyes. And like I say with any young player, there are going to be peaks and there are going to be valleys. And we should talk about that with the player who this stream's about, Bo Nix. There are going to be some more valleys moving forward in his development. But today, we saw peaks. Lots and lots of peaks. So overall, really good stuff from Bo Nix. But I am warning you right now, it is not linear progression. There's still going to be some low points as Bo Nix continues to develop and get better. But right now, it's really good stuff. Bobby says, hit the like button. Indeed, really does help me out. It tells YouTube to push us out, and it tells them to help get this content out to other members of Broncos country, just like you and me. Go Broncos. The play calls were slow. There were points where they were, and that needs to get cleaned up. J-Mac is the best slot corner in the NFL. He was freaking incredible today. 2 sacks on cornerback blitzes, 1 to end the half, and then 1 to kill a really big drive for the Chiefs on 3rd down. Then he had that interception there in the red zone. He was nails today and is making a case for a possible extension. Moss is pissing me off. He wins the rep and then ruins it needlessly. Sometimes that happens, but again, these flags sometimes are just a little bit ticky-tack. That underthrown ball that Patrick Mahomes threw should not get rewarded with a pass interference call. Underthrown balls should not be rewarded. This is the season to win the Super Bowl. Good chance J-Mac, JFM, and Roach will all leave in free agency. Hopefully we get one of them back, but you can't afford to pay everybody. It's going to be on some of our draft picks like Savion Jones next year, Jahdae Barron. They're hoping he can be the starting nickel maybe moving forward if Jaquan does leave in free agency. But right now, I'd say Jaquan is making a really good case to get extended. We need to play up-tempo more. We saw positive results from that in this game, so hopefully they do that more moving forward. Definitely not Bo's best game as an NFL quarterback. Dallas game was his best by far, but definitely this is a close second. I think considering the circumstances, who they were playing against, what was on the line, and how many times Bo delivered on 3rd down and in key clutch situations, for me, this was his best game. I can understand maybe the Atlanta game last year, the Chiefs game in Week 18. Obviously, you had the Dallas game this year, the Cincinnati game even. But considering everything that was on the line and who they were going up against, this was their best game in my opinion. And as Michael points out, Q Robinson, that's another guy who will need to step up next year in the event that some of these guys leave in free agency. But Q Robinson has been great just as a rotational player. I've been really impressed with him. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and start winding this stream down. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. If you want to go above and beyond in supporting this channel, please consider becoming a channel member today. I would really appreciate that as well. The link is in the description below. It's not mandatory, but if you want some extra perks and incentives in exchange for helping me out, helping the channel grow, and helping improve the production quality of this content, please consider it. The link is in the description below. All right, guys, thank you so much. I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.